Instagram. What's going on Instagram? Getting over a sinus infection, so I am trying to get back into the swing of things. I know I've been MIA. If you guys are catching me on YouTube, I apologize to my members. I know I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Um, People who follow me on Instagram, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. So I want to go ahead and do a quick little Q&A session for you guys. If you guys are around, whatever questions you have for me, I'm right here. Submit them to me. I appreciate all the support, and I love you guys giving me on this platform. And to my YouTube people, that's home base. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey. If you're coming through, say what's up. Submit your question if you got a question. So, I thought it's important that we give back. If you get yourself in the arena of being an influencer or somebody who has some type of pull over somebody's lives, if your words is going to speak life or speak death into them, it's important that you make sure you take that responsibility serious. And I want to get on here and just to give you guys some free content. I know that there are lots of people who can't afford sessions, so I'm here for you. What's up, Cody? I'm here for you guys. If you got a question, submit it. If you got some type of update in your life, submit that. If we've ever worked together, I'm here to do a follow-up. You can skip the email. You don't even have to go through the email. So questions. Let me know. If it's like overall life question, relationship question, which it usually is, I'm here for you. I know it's midday. Ready. All right. Cody, my man, it's good to see you, brother. Alive and kicking. Who else in here? Give me a question. I'm right here. All right, how do you engage someone that has avoidant attachment issues? Meaning somebody that you've dated before. I apologize to you guys. I got a sinus infection. I'm trying to clear this thing up. But, this is just it. I feel like I'm a Jordan, Jordan flu game. I'm still out here trying to serve you guys. How do you engage someone that has avoidant attachment issues? Engage as in like re-engage? Have you guys broken up? Or you guys together? Or is this somebody that you're trying to pursue? Give me a little bit more specifics on that question, because the way that I answer that, it's very important that I have a little bit more context on what you're going through and who you're dealing with. Or book a session. I'm here for that too. Give me the specifics. Someone I'm trying to pursue, we do not talk as much anymore. All right, so did you guys date before? Were you guys just friends, or are you trying to start something fresh? What's up, Tim's Lay? Hello. You got a question? Let me know. Submit it. I'll answer it right now. Answer it right now. Flu game. Pardon my sinus infection. How do you move on from a person you're still in love with? Usually the dumpee, they're not totally over the other person, but the dumper is the one that already built up that courage. They built up the will to want to leave, and they most likely has lost those feelings. The love has already left for them. So how the person that's the dumpee, like I just posted recently, it's important for you to forgive. Right away, you need to push yourself into forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person. Now, when I tell people to forgive other people, they say, I'm not going to forgive them and let them off the hook for some of the stuff that they did in a relationship. And that's not why I'm telling you to do it. I'm telling you to do it because it's important for you to forgive them so you can let that go. Because if you continue to hold on to that strife, if you continue to take that with you, there's no way that you're going to be able to fully heal and be able to move on. So the first way to move on is to forgive them. Forgive whatever they did. And if you were the one that caused the breakup, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know. Because when you go into relationships, I view them all as like learning experiences. It's like one big course in love life. When you get into that situation and you know you didn't put your best foot forward, and you know that you could have showed up better. If you don't get another chance, and if you can't find closure, you're going to have to find that closure yourself. And the best way you do that is, you know, learn as much as you can about whatever you need to learn about attachment styles, about your childhood trauma, about the relationships that you were in the past. Like, did you come out of a narcissistic relationship that caused you to pursue this person that you knew had red flags in the beginning? How do you move on? That's a tricky question. And there's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving pieces with that question too. You're going to have to first forgive yourself. Um, forgive forgive that person. Get back out when you find yourself ready to get back out in the dating scenes. Get yourself back out in the dating scene. I'm not saying that's way on down the line, because I know usually when somebody gets broken up with, you have this mindset of loyalty still to that person, and you have to understand that if you guys are broken up, you're not loyal to them anymore, and they're no longer, you're no longer accountable for the things that they're no longer. Let me go back here. The things that they do once you guys are officially broken up is none of your concern, and vice versa. So if you want to go out and date and see other people, that's your prerogative. I apologize again. So I'm sinus infection. I'm trying to get over it. I'm on some antibiotics. All right. Next question. I hope that helped you. Not really a question, but that's mirroring tactic. It's great for avoiding. Coming from a fearful avoidant himself. Yeah, mirroring is huge and often used subconsciously. Wait. Mirroring. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, mirroring, because you want to show them, the type of behaviors and the type of things that you like that are healthy. Starting off as friends, and we only talk sparingly. The analogy I like to use about that, apologize. The analogy I like to use about that is the pool analogy. You can't, if you're going to ask somebody out or pursue somebody, it's like tiptoeing around a pool. If you tiptoe around a pool long enough and you don't take that plunge and figure out if the water's hot, if the water's cold, eventually you're going to get a sunburn. So stop tiptoeing around the pool. Ask the question that you need to ask. Yeah. Start off with friends, you only talk. All right. How do you know if your ex is pretending to be fine with the situation? He learned I was quitting the job. We worked together, then finally felt comfortable to talk to me again and called me after. That's why I say time will tell. After the breakup, you give it 2.5 months to let yourself become more centered. Let them discover what life is like without you. And eventually, once they get to the point where they just can't live without you, where they feel like, all right, this silence is very uncomfortable. I miss this person. This person was an important figure in my life. The only way you can let that happen is if you completely go ghost. I think that's a great idea. If you're working with somebody and you feel as if you can't deal with that person, being with that person, working with that person, being a coworker, if you have the opportunity to take another job, I would suggest you do that. And I'll go all the way back before that. I would say don't even get involved with somebody that you work with. That's a very messy thing to do, because when you do, once that relationship changes and the dynamic shifts, you're going to have to redefine it all over again. You're going to have to deal with those uncomfortable work encounters, trying to, isolate or compartmentalize work from your personal life. And that's a really tough thing to do after you've already been intimate with somebody. I'm fine. I love someone so much. Then the person left Nigeria to school, and I feel all alone now. Done everything possible. Tim's, I'm responding to you. Done everything possible. Seeing we don't even communicate anymore. How do I move on? I feel like the death of love is worse than actual death itself. Because to know that somebody is physically alive and physically able to reach out to you, calm your anxiety, it's the worst. But that's part of the grieving process. All right. And you can't force somebody to talk to you and communicate with you and to help calm your anxiety. That's something that you have to do. You have to find within yourself. This is why I feel it's so important for you to go into a relationship already complete and already whole yourself, which means having your own interests, having a purpose, having some type of ambitions in life. Because the minute that you start to lean so heavy onto that person and they become, your purpose in life, what's going to happen when that purpose gets up and walks out the door. You know, this is why I study Taoism. You know, it's all about the art of letting go. You know, going through life without attachments. And I'm not saying like becoming avoidant. I'm saying realize that when this person decides that, hey, this relationship is no longer working for me, or when somebody, like, I'm talking from a personal experience, when the company comes and takes your car away from you, you're either gonna break or you're gonna stand up and you're gonna push forward. You're going to fold, sink, or swim. You know, so, and that's everything. All your possessions in life, all the people that you have in your life, you got to realize that someday they may not be there anymore. And you have to be able to pick yourself up and move on, go and buy yourself a cheap little beater car or whatever the case may be. So find that balance where you're a whole and complete person with or without that person in your life. Because their love for you and their role in your life is it's conditional. Your self love, your purpose in life is unconditional. You need to get up every morning and go do something that you love to do. What inspires you to get out of bed every day. I hope that helped. How do I move on? That is the number one question in the relationships coach's life. You know. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to push through this. I'll keep pushing these floors, but gets upset when you say life goes on. All right, I got another question here. Hold on. How do you engage someone at the when I was talking for an uncommitted guy 10 months? Do I give him the time of day? He's reaching out. Okay, with an uncommitted guy 10 months, do I give him my time of the day? I mean, how is he reaching out? Is he just like, I call it relationship loitering, where he just wants to hang around, make sure that you're still single while he's out doing his own thing? Like, what do you consider um, talking to? Like, are you guys getting to know each other? Did he express interest in wanting to move forward and having some type of relationship with you? So when somebody's in love, if your ex tells you she's in a rebound, is she? I think that's, it all depends on who the person is. If she tells you that she's in a rebound, then you have no choice but to take her for her word, right? What do you guys think? How do you deal with mixed signals? It's so painful. Should you stay in no contact or call them on their behavior? What is the mixed signal you're talking about? Is he reaching out to you? Is he flirting with you? Is he um, if it's checking your Instagram stories and Snapchat stories, I wouldn't see that as mixed signals, because some people check people's social media without even any other hidden meaning. And it could just be bored. So don't be friends with someone you had feelings for and an ex. Must take that advice. Um, you can be friends with them once you've healed. Once you get to that indifference part, when you start to feel indifferent about whether or not he comes back into your life or not, whether he wants to have something extra or not, you can be friends. But if you kid yourself and think that you can stick around and wait for them to, change their mind, and you give them that friendship right away, then it's going to be tough for them to. They're getting the best part of you. Your companionship, your time. That's the best part of you. So if you're giving that to them willingly without any other encouragement to change their mind about the relationship, then you might put yourself in friend zone. Women do it all the time. Let's be honest. Women, you guys put people in friend zones all the time, and you already know. You have your mind made up already. I'm not going to see this. I don't see this person as a romantic candidate at all. But he's really nice. He's a good companion. Um, he has good conversation. And, I already told him. I told him all I wanted was a friendship. So that's up to him if he wants to stick around. At the same time, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. When your ex contacts you and then again stops talking to you, does not mention the relationship, but says we still can't meet because of our breakup, then that means he's trying to heal and he's trying to push forward in life. Unfortunately, that's what that sounds like to me. It's almost like I say attraction is like a balloon. When somebody reaches out to you, once that balloon gets so inflated and it feels so uncomfortable not hearing from you, they'll try to reach out and just like let the air out little by little. But the longer you kind of show them that you're indifferent about everything and like, hey, I'm good with or without you, that's when that balloon is gonna continue to inflate, and that's when you strike and say, hey, I noticed you've been reaching out. Do you want to see me in person? Do you want to go get lunch? Do you want to go get tea, coffee, whatever? And if they say no, cool. My where I stand still hasn't changed. I still want to be with you. I still want to pursue something I want to pursue what we didn't finish. I feel like we have unfinished business. And if you're not up to that, please stop contacting me. It's not healthy for my mental. It's not helping me heal from this. And in order for me to be friends with you, I can be friends with you once I've healed. And if I can't do that, then I might have to block you or something because I feel like you're not respecting my wishes. The uncommitted guy question was, we were only talking to one another. He wasn't sure what he wanted, and the next day he was kissing another girl. Now he wants to talk and keeps reaching out. I think you know what's going on with that. I think you know that his interest for you wasn't as high as he was making it out to be. He wanted his cake and eat it too. So, if I was you, I would try to distance yourself from it as much as possible. What do you guys think? You guys think that's accurate? We put them from the beginning in the friend zone. Yeah, but not afterwards. Okay, well, that makes sense. Is it hard to escape the friend zone if she puts you there after the relationship is over? Yes, it's almost impossible. Because here's the thing about women, they will ride the relationship out all the way until they have no attraction left for you. All right, especially if it's been a long term relationship. If you're talking a shorter period relationship, less than 6 months or something, then all right, they may give you the benefit of the doubt and say, all right, this person was in a weird state. I was in a weird state. Maybe I can revisit this again. But if you was with somebody 2 to 3 years and they just saw the relationship, you guys started having the same arguments and the same conversations about the same things, then she'll probably feel like, all right, this person is never going to grow. He's never going to understand me. He can't meet my needs. So I like him as a friend and I don't want to hurt him. I like his family. I like his kids. But once that's done, it's done. Like, it's really hard for them to get that romantic feelings for you again. Like, almost impossible. So, I'm not saying none of the tactics, the no contact tactics can't work, but because everybody's different. But if it's something where you knew you didn't put your best foot forward, you knew that you were probably the toxic one in the relationship and you struggled to meet her needs, then if she's gotten back out in that dating world and she's got you in the friend zone, man, it's going to be tough, brother. Sorry, Justin. How do I get over her even if we are still having... Wait. So, problem child, if you're still intimate with this person, you have a good chance of reforming that emotional connection with them, that mental connection with them. All right, so just keep having fun and allow for that. Don't talk about the relationship and allow for that to rebuild naturally, unless it's just too tough. Now she's done with you. Then you need to cut it off then. I mean, okay, so it's interesting because there's a quote that I heard a long time ago and I found it to be true. Men have to be intimate with you in order to feel close to you, and women have to feel close to you in order to be intimate with you. All right, so she's dating other guys. Well, so what you guys think about that quote? I think that's a good quote. I think it's pretty accurate. But if she's like, dating other guys, still sleeping with you, then you date other people too. What if you have done no contact and been really strong and not showing your emotions, but now you feel that you are even getting physically ill due to this pressure? Should you reach out? No. I tell people, because they say, when should I stop this? When people People start to protest, like, I'm done with this. I'm over this. I'm done. I'm not reaching out to this person anymore. When should I stop? When you feel your mental health is starting to slip, when you feel yourself getting physically ill, you need to stop. All right? You need to redirect your energy somewhere else, because it's extremely unhealthy to, get yourself all worked up and bent out of shape over somebody who doesn't want to be with you anymore. All right? I hope that helped. The quote I wrote, you have to be wise enough, you have to be vulnerable enough to make a fool out of yourself, but wise enough to know when to stop fooling around. All right, so there's that balance. Sometimes women date other guys because they're trying to distract themselves. Yeah, that's true. They do try to distract themselves, and men too. Men too. Men do it too, where they just can't deal with it. They don't want to deal with it, so they start to get outside of themselves and doing things that they don't normally do, and it's part of their grieving process. Everybody grieves differently. But then at the end of the day, they lay in bed 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, after they come from a date, and they're just like, wow. And they end up texting a girl 4 o'clock in the morning, because no matter everything that they've done to try to distract themselves from the breakup, it still didn't work. Do you believe in second chances? I do, but the second chance is either going to be on a really healthier foundation, or it's going to turn toxic really quickly. Reason why, from what I've seen, is if you don't re-engage and don't start the relationship on a stronger foundation, meaning that you clear the air, you have everything out in the open, then the same old issues are just going to re-arise. And I feel like, when you put a Band-Aid on, every time you break up with somebody, because somebody asked me, they said, what happens when, you're on your third or fourth breakup with somebody? I said, if you think about a Band-Aid, the more you tear that Band-Aid off and try to put it back on, it's going to become dirtier, it's going to become hairy, and it's not going to stick the same. It's just not going to be the same. Like, you consider that Band-Aid is like your trust, all right? That Band-Aid is going to lessen its effectiveness. It's going to become dirtier, it's going to become hairier, and it's just going to not be the same. Let me see, I got another question here. Why am I have to start in my full move on? I started having hope again to the DA. How should I think? 1 month. So, describe move on, I would ask. If you're saying, like, you stop thinking about that person, or you you started dating other people, I mean, that's normal, especially if you had a really strong bond with somebody. It's really hard to just let somebody go who at some point was your best friend, where you were making plans with each other, you were talking about the future. I'm not cold-hearted. I understand that it's a lot harder to do. Moving on and letting go is a lot harder to do than people say it is. But you have to keep hearing these messages over and over and over and over again from different sources, and sometimes on repeat, in case in case that one person does it for you. They may have a certain pitch to their voice, or they might deliver it a certain way. They might get Eric Thomas on you, or they might, go wherever. Use any type of a delivery method. But at some point, you're going to hear it, and it's going to be like, bing, wow, I think I've healed. I think I've gotten to that indifferent part where everybody talks about. That's the promised land. Indifference is the promised land, especially if you're somebody that's an anxious attacher. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. So, follow me on YouTube. Got my YouTube channel up, Coach Court. Got over 200 videos. Want to book a session with me? I got that. I thought I had it pinned. It's not pinned anymore. You can book a session, www.fruitfulseeds.com. And if you guys are wondering how I got to where I'm at, why I decided to life coach or do any of this, relationship coach, my first book I released, $5 on Amazon. This is my complete story when I first started anyway. Dude, and I wrote this book 2 years ago. I have experienced so much since this book was released. This is actually a redo. I had to re-edit it and stuff, so It's so different now. I've learned so much more. I'm working on my second book. The second book is going to be, I think, I'm going to be, I'm really proud of the second book that's going to be coming out. Do a video on sarcasm for YouTube. What does that mean, sarcasm? I saw you message me that, but I was kind of confused on sarcasm because I'm a sarcastic person by nature. So I guess I'm confused. Actually, I'm going to post this on YouTube too, so it should be there. I forgot how to save it. We'll figure it out. But I hope you guys had a good Memorial Day. Thank you for sticking through my nasally communication today or conversation. I appreciate all you guys. You know what I mean? I do a video on sarcasm. You were talking before in one of your videos on how people use it to hide their true feelings towards you. Yeah, and that's growing up in the area that I grew up. It was man, we would say some of the most wicked things to each other, and we kind of had we put that little tang of sarcasm behind it, but it's like no, that cut deeply, and I think you actually meant that. So I don't know how I would go about formatting a video like that or scripting a video like that, but um, yeah, I forgot what video that was. Like I said, I got over 200 videos, so I can't think of the one specifically. So I appreciate you guys. Namaste. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. All right.